Men of Reddit, what's the hardest thing to explain to women? I was at home when my wife and her friends got home one day from the pub. They were all giving me funny looks and smirking. I asked what was going on. They at first refused to tell me. After a little while of prodding, one of them goes, "I heard all about your D," and they all broke into laughter. I was a little taken by surprise but laughed and said something like, "Oh yay, hopefully all good," and they laughed. And that was the end of it. After they left, I was like, "What the hell did you tell them?" And my wife responded by saying how she told her friends about our vigorous romps on our honeymoon in Mexico. Apparently in great detail. We were there for a week and probably had sex about 3 times a day. We were both pretty sore when we got home. We had an all-inclusive, so we ended up getting day drunk and got pretty physical with each other as you do on a honeymoon. She was like, "Whatever. You probably tell your friends all about us when it's just the boys. I don't know about you guys, but the extent of what I ever say is usually a raised eyebrow and something like, "AWW yay booey." I have never once described my wife's body to a single one of my friends. Nothing in detail about any of my sexual partners from before my wife, and it blew her mind. Apparently girls talk in great detail about it. Guys usually don't, and they assume we do, and we assume they don't. When you say, "Does this outfit look okay?" and we say yes, "You look stunning," and you reply, "Well, you would say that." Half my brain thinks, "Please believe me because you do look stunning," and the other half thinks, "WTF did you ask me for if you aren't going to believe me?" Edit. Thanks for all the replies and upvotes, folks. Just woke up and noticed I had many replies. I should add that this was just a generic example. I do tell my wife she's as beautiful. I do say things like, "Yes, that color really suits you," to try and help put her mind at ease. We've been together for 20 plus years and are really strong together, so she knows I think she's amazing. Some of your replies really made me laugh. Cheers all. Have a good day. We can hang out with other guys all day and not talk about anything personal or of substance. I think women tend to share more of this stuff with each other. What's going on in their relationships, career, etc. While guys tend to not share this kind of stuff with each other so often. We will every now and then, but a lot of time we tend to kind of keep things on the surface. I've just had so many of these kind of conversations. "So how's Jeff doing?" "He's doing well." "Is he still going out with Amanda?" "I actually don't know." "Well, didn't you guys hang out all day?" "Yay." "What did you talk about?" "Nothing really. Just kind of whatever." "Isn't he your friend?" "One of my best friends." Why, I don't know what the duck my best friend is up to in life even after hanging out with him all day. That we don't know every detail about everyone else in my life. When I mention I hung out with someone, my mom will ask my what their wife does for a living and can't understand that it didn't come up in conversation. I don't always want to be the one that initiates sex. It makes me feel like a creep. The fact that we can't ride in a car with another man for 5 hours and not say a word drives my wife crazy. Why I have peed in my backyard a surprisingly high, her words, number of times. That just because I'm quiet in your presence doesn't mean I'm upset. Just means I'm either tired, don't have anything to say, or I'm thinking about something. When we say we don't care, we really don't care. Yes, we can have an opinion on something, but when we say we don't care, that means our opinion isn't strong enough to sway us either way on something. Sometimes an erection just happens. We don't control the thing. It's a physical response that could literally be from nothing. You can pop a boner without being aroused. You can get a boner even when you are nervous. I have to constantly explain to my wife why my 2-year-old son is obsessed with his D. I have to explain why he always wants to touch it and grab it when his diaper is off. She will never understand why our baby and his father share this habit. Edit. It seems I should have worded this a little differently. A lot of us aren't great at picking up hints. Edit. Thanks for the silver. How much compliments mean to us. It's a different type of happy when a guy gets complimented. Most of us don't get complimented, so if you do give us one, we'll remember it forever. Sometimes we could use a hug. I really want to see if we'll get along well enough to date, but I'm horrible at maintaining a conversation without being too safe or too out there. Edit. Award speech edit type beat. That men can sit for hours talking and talk about nothing. P at an angle. That just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I don't care. I've had women talk to me about guys losing their hair. He's a guy so he doesn't care. I know a lot of guys who hate being bald or the fact that they are balding and their hair is thinning and hairline is receding. This idea that we don't care or don't care about our looks because we are a guy is ridiculous. It's not that we're hiding things or we don't want to talk to you, but we actually are just thinking of nothing in particular sometimes. Edit. Holy hell, this is the longest conversation advocating for and against nothing I've ever read. Edit. My first gold, I think. Thanks. For nothing? Why we bottle our emotions up? That sometimes we need personal space and it has nothing to do with our opinion of you. 1. That I am simply not clairvoyant. You need to tell me what it is you really want. 2. If you're disappointed in something, say so. I can take it, as long as it's not number 1. An itch on my D is way worse than an itch anywhere else. We appreciate women making the first move. From a gay dude's perspective, probably explaining that my sexuality doesn't mean I'm an expert on women's beauty stuff. I'll go shopping with you and give you my opinion on outfits, but I'm not some Paris fashion wizard because I get naked with other men. Speaking of which, I can do drag makeup. No, Cindy, that does not mean I'll do your makeup. Why? It's drag makeup. You'll look like a clown actor Real Housewife. Is that what you want, Cindy? I'm seriously not checking you out every time you walk by in the office. I turn my head for damn near everything that enters my periphery. You're really not that special. As much as we're seen as 6 crazed pigs, we talk so little about women when we get together for drinks or something like that. And when we do, the topic doesn't last long. Literally can't even remember when was the last time me and my best bud talked about women. We're both single too. Just usually talking about our old friends from school and what they're doing. Cars, our jobs, sport, or politics occasionally. Sometimes, this is me personally, so I can't say it's common. The struggle not to share emotions isn't as much the worry of backlash from society or friends, etc. It's more just a conflict within ourselves to verbalize and come out with it. I trust my friends with respecting how I feel. I just can't get it out because I'm fighting myself. Edit. I'm glad this has helped some people focus a general feeling into a somewhat coherent thought. I hope someday we all can climb out of this better people. That the reason I shake the gas pump the amount of time I do after I finish pumping gas is the same reason I shake my D after I pee. When we say we need time or space, that's exactly what we need. It's not code for you need to try harder. We're still a human, so that means we have feelings too. So please take care when choosing your words when you're arguing with us. Sometimes I'm just horny, but in a committed relationship, sometimes I'll look at you and I'm just so in love that I want to be as close and intimate with you as I can. Which is 6. My ex and I had different love languages, and she would worry that I don't love her as much as she loves me, which was just crazy because I was head over heels for her at all times. Trying to explain that really close, lovey 6 was one of the ways I showed her exactly how deeply I was in love with her, but she didn't get it. When you ask us what we're thinking about and we say nothing, it's because we know you don't want to hear about ninja space dinosaurs. When you ask me how my day was or what I did today, nothing in my day usually stands out as special, so I just don't remember. I usually don't remember what I do, I just live. Too clean for the hamper, too dirty for the drawer. That's why I put my cargo shorts on the floor. Edit. Wow, this blew up overnight. Thank you, Anon, for my first silver. If I don't jerk off, I can't think straight. I'll end up doing something stupid like invade Poland, start a mega church, or buy a timeshare. My legs aren't spread to show dominance. They're spread because my scrotum is sticking to my thigh and it's super uncomfortable, but less uncomfortable than explaining this in public. We'd love to be able to share what is really on our minds, sexual and non-sexual and every topic and viewpoint under the sun, except we're afraid of the relationship consequences. We spread our legs so we don't crush our balls. Your hints are obvious to other women, not men. If it can be rationalized, it will. No, we're not getting jealous when you're dating someone to get our attention. We're thinking good for her. I'm glad she found someone. We're not thinking that you're trying to get our attention by hanging out with us. Even when you specifically ask to be alone with us, we're thinking, wow, I'm so glad to have a friend who wants to hang out with me. Words matter. They're effective and leave no room for misinterpretation. Just say you want to date us. Us guys are trained not to assume a girl is into us. If we do and we're wrong, we're socially crucified. At worst, it could result in legal action. Depending on the extent it went to, it's too dangerous for us to assume. So please don't make us. Edit. Spelling. Thank you everyone for your responses. The concept of post-nut clarity and the related power your boner has over you. Men. Am I alone in knowing that you shouldn't text any woman if you're horny jerking off? Bro culture. Women just have different relationships with their friends than men do, and it's hard to describe in rational terms how men's friendships work. We harass each other, and are usually obnoxious, but would also break our backs for our bros that we tease relentlessly. Don't pee next to someone at the urinals. Always have a space between you and them. The specifics of nod code. It's easy to say up if you know them, down if you don't, but the exact meaning of the downward nod is hard to translate. It's seeing them, acknowledging them, and saying that neither of us have any issue with each other. No, you do not have superpowers that give you the ability to read my mind. Hearing you think makes my skin crawl. That emotional state of med, you're not great, you're not terrible, just meh, nothing is really wrong. You're just not really feeling it. For some reason, some folks interpret this as pissed off. They then continue to ask, why are you so mad? Despite you answering against this, they keep asking until you actually get annoyed and angry. This will probably get lost amongst all the comments. I think it is hard to explain to my wife how much I love her and the kids. I feel like words are not enough and I work a lot, but I wish my feelings could just be transferred so she understands. Just because I'm attracted to you doesn't mean I want to have sex with you. Sometimes I'm not in an emotional or mental state to be ready for the bedroom. I need romance to get me there sometimes too. It's okay to just tell me where you want to eat. When asked what are you thinking about, and we respond with nothing, we are literally thinking of nothing. Very often, we say something at its face value with no double meaning or alternative meaning behind it. It's women who ask me, what did you mean when you said that? I said asked exactly what I meant. If wanted to state it differently, I would have done so. Why the TV volume must be set on a multiple of 5. That we really don't care at all about what her friend Karen said behind her other friend Jessica's back. I wouldn't know. I'm single as duck. Why our pride keeps us from doing certain things. Asking for directions or help are the common examples, but also not coming off as high maintenance or cheap. Things like not sending food back, not using small coupons and being sheepish with large coupons. We don't know why either, but it tends to go away in our 30s and 40s. Also health issue denial. I figured I had lung cancer for years before I found out what heartburn is. Never occurred to me to see a doctor or tell anyone. We're living an illusion and faking it until we make it, I guess. When we say we're doing nothing, nothing is not a void to be filled. Nothing is the activity, and we love doing it. Edit. And very often when you think we don't listen, it's because you gave ambiguous as duck instructions. Edit 2. One more. Yes. The common cold can completely knock us out. It's real swell that maybe you have a lesser reaction to it, but it can really kick our butts, so shut up about it. As a little boy it was instilled in me that emotions were roadblocks to ultimate goals. Sad? Do something about it. Mad? Do something about it. Happy? Better keep doing that. Feelings are hurdles to jump over, and I can go a while before tripping. When I do trip though, oh boy does the memory of pain shoot through me like a bullet in the ass. I cry like a bitch about every hurdle up to that point, even though it was just one that made me fall. And because I don't fall too often, I don't really remember the procedure going about fixing the injury. You can load me on the stretcher and I might just roll out. You can give me a painkiller and I might just throw it up. Hell, I might be so traumatized by it all I might just stop running altogether for a while. Precisely how much a small tap to the nads hurts. Women have giving birth on the top of the pain threshold, and I'm not taking anything away from that, but too many women don't seem to understand just how sensitive those bits are. We have feelings that are just as real as yours. That we can in fact be thinking about literally nothing. Men are legitimately capable of breathing while awake and responding to a conversation and have our minds be blank and not thinking about anything. When the question "what are you thinking about?" gets answered with nothing, like, I don't really want to explain how I just imagined what it would be like if I was in a zombie apocalypse and what I would do and where I'd hide. All the places I'd have to go to get food, weapons and it. How I just imagined if it was me in place of Will Smith in I Am Legend and what I'd do in his place. Stuff like that. It's easier to answer nothing than having to explain all of that and then get told you're weird, even though it's funny. You can be so hot we get erectile dysfunction temporarily, usually performance anxiety, but I've had it happen where a girl dropped her clothes and she was so hot I got nervous and couldn't perform. It sounds like us making you feel better. It's not. Valentine's Day is for the boys. Just because I'm bisexual, that doesn't mean I'm going to cheat on someone with a guy for some reason. If you're a bi guy, a lot of women think that you are more likely to cheat. Just because we seem emotionless doesn't mean we aren't feeling emotional. Happiness and furious anger are the only emotions that are socially acceptable for a man to show without being called weak, gay, or effeminate. How to turn off a ducking light. Testosterone is a very difficult hormone to live with. I don't get it either. There is a lot of it we, quite simply, do not give a flying duck about. I do not care what color the flowers are. I don't care what painting goes where. And I don't care about Stacy getting a divorce. That I don't feel like having sex right now. But you woke up with a boner. Yeah. That means you want to have sex. Sometimes. Not right now. Yeah. Not right now. You don't love me anymore. I have to pee. That sometimes your D just gets hard for seemingly no reason. It just is. For all those saying that they think of nothing sometimes, how exactly does that work out? My wife refuses to believe that my friends and I never discuss our sex lives. It's a common misconception stereotype that guys talk about nothing but sex. Not even remotely true. It's quite the opposite. In fact, women are the pervs. Might not be the hardest, but explaining that men are generally fine helping with non-manly tasks. There's this stereotype that men who join a girl to do girly things, or even mundane things like grocery shopping, are bored and only doing it to appease the girl. That's usually incorrect. Ask me to go dress shopping with you. My sense of style might be barbaric, but we will make you look amazing. Take a spa day. I've never felt so clean and high quality in my life. How simple we are. Men in general are simple. We'd rather have things up front. No beating around the bush. Get to the point and call it a day. We don't pick up on hints because we don't assume you like us unless you tell us you have feelings for us. Being difficult is annoying. If you gotta say something, say it. Don't waste 3 minutes being difficult over something that could have been said in 3 seconds. We tend to be more honest and more upfront with our intentions. There are exceptions. If I say I feel a way about you, there's no hidden agenda. I actually feel that way about you. Sometimes I just don't feel like sex. It doesn't mean I don't find you attractive or that I'm sleeping with someone on the side or that I'm secretly attracted to your best friend or that I'm gay. Sometimes I'm tired or stressed or just don't feel like having sex at the moment. There's no need to sulk or pout or bring it up 2 months later when we're having an argument. Remember those first 2 months we were dating and I was desperately trying to get in your pants and you turned me down? Did I sulk or pout or become passive aggressive? No. I realize that not everyone is ready for sex all the time.